Picture this: homes being ripped away by raging waters, families frantically escaping the remnants of a massive typhoon. It's a scene straight out of a disaster movie, but it's happening right now in Alaska, and it's pulling at our heartstrings. But here's where it gets controversial. Could political decisions on funding have left these vulnerable communities even more exposed? Let's dive into the details and explore what's really going on. In a monumental effort that's being hailed as one of the largest airlifts in Alaska's history, officials in Juneau are rushing to rescue hundreds of people from coastal villages battered by the aftermath of Typhoon Halong. The storm made landfall last weekend, unleashing a devastating storm surge. That's when powerful winds and low pressure push an enormous wall of water onto the shore, far beyond normal tides. When powerful winds and low pressure push that enormous wall of water onto the shore, far beyond normal tides, that flooded homes and swept away entire structures. This has forced about 1,500 people into temporary shelters, highlighting the raw power of nature in remote areas. Authorities had pinpointed two villages in particular that needed complete evacuation: Kipnuk and Kipnuk. Incident Commander Mark Roberts emphasized the urgency in a statement, underscoring how the crisis is unfolding in southwest Alaska's isolated regions. Tragically, one person has lost their life in this ordeal, and two others are still unaccounted for. A stark reminder of the human toll. To put this into perspective, for those new to these events, typhoons like Halong are tropical storms that can travel vast distances, and even their echoes can cause chaos far from the Pacific's epicenter. For example, a storm surge isn't just flooding, it's like a tidal wave amplified by weather, capable of eroding coastlines and destroying infrastructure in minutes, something that's especially dangerous in low-lying, Indigenous-led villages that have faced similar threats before. And this is the part most people miss. The situation has shone a spotlight on decisions made during the Trump administration to slash federal grants designed to help these small, predominantly Indigenous communities brace for storms and reduce disaster risks. Kipnuk, one of the hardest hit villages, which had been awarded a $20 million grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to fortify against flooding. But that funding was abruptly cut, a move that drew sharp criticism from environmental groups who argued it left residents more vulnerable. Imagine the frustration. These grants could fund things like elevated homes, better drainage, or early warning systems, which are crucial in places where traditional knowledge meets modern challenges. Jeremy Zidek, a spokesman for the state's Emergency Management Office, reported that Kipnuk and Kipnuk had formally requested evacuations. So far, roughly 300 people have been flown to Anchorage, a city hundreds of miles away from the ravaged villages, according to the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. Zidek noted that not everyone might choose to leave. Some prefer to hunker down with family or friends, weighing the comfort of familiarity against the risks. Now, here's a thought-provoking angle. Is it fair to tie disaster preparedness funding to political agendas, potentially sacrificing lives in the name of budget cuts? Could these reductions be seen as a form of environmental injustice, disproportionately affecting remote Indigenous populations? What do you think? Should governments prioritize long-term resilience over short-term savings? Or are there valid reasons for re-evaluating such grants? I'd love to hear your takes in the comments. Agree, disagree, or share your own experiences with disaster funding. Let's keep the conversation going.